So when it comes to figuring out a rating for a TV series or a film, it is a rather long process, and usually the product has to be submitted multiple times so they can finalize the final rating. We know that internationally, certain markets have rated the upcoming Falcon and Winter Soldier for a 16 rating, which translates to an R rating in the United States. So let's back up a bit. When it came to the original Avengers, we know that that film had to go through multiple resubmissions to get rated to get the rating it did. And multiple times it returned with an R rating, and this was all based on the Agent Coulson death scene that featured Loki. Now when it comes to the ratings boards, all across the world they're different. They each have their own standards, what they look for, and what can be deemed more violent in one country might not be as violent or considered as violent in another. That's just how it goes. So when it comes to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we know that overseas multiple areas are reporting that it will be rated 16. Now 16 in the United States, it would translate on over into a R-style rating, which obviously is pretty huge of a departure for Marvel Studios. But if we look at what they're tackling in the context of the issues and the action sequences and some of the more violent things that they've said are going to happen in the series, this might make sense. But also there is the possibility that they rated the episode at a first go, and then Marvel Studios and Disney will sit down and re-edit a scene and then resubmit it, and it could be rated 13 or 14 or whatever area they're in. So when you see people saying it's guaranteed the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is rated R, maybe in one country, but for the United States it could translate over to something different. My expectations would be that it's going to be in line with the violence we saw in the Netflix shows from Marvel. That would make sense. They're not going too grotesque in many areas, but if there is a scene that needs a little bit more violence, they can push it to that. And it really wouldn't be shocking because we saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do this on ABC. Like literally some of the most violent scenes in all of live action Marvel were on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So it wouldn't surprise me. And I'm gonna guess they're going to look at it at a episode by episode basis, because we see that with The Mandalorian and we saw that with WandaVision. Different ratings depending on the context of the episode. So if one episode does not feature as much violence, maybe it will be rated 10 or whatever. But if the final episode, let's say, calls for a warning because it's rated R and they're going to go into a few places that might make a couple people uncomfortable, they might just toss up that rating. It doesn't mean that the entire series is R-rated, it means that that one episode is. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So don't be upset if it's not R-rated right from the start, because that can always change down the road. We typically don't find out the rating of the episode till we watch it ourselves.